Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I have to start with really bad news. I don't know if you saw it on the internet, but there's a global virus, and the oil and gas in the world is spoiled. It cannot be used anymore. No more oil and gas. My question to you is, how fast can we change to clean fuels now? I think we can change really fast. But are we waiting for big oil companies and automotive companies to change their business models, or are we going to make it happen for our children? I think hydrogen can play an important part in a clean future for all of us, and we would like to be a very small part of that transition. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Resato and what we do in hydrogen and what we do in hydrogen testing. So about the company, we are a high pressure company. We do different things in high pressure. We go up to 10,000 bars in liquids and 3,000 bars in gases. And we make tailored systems for these high pressure applications. We do it actually in 3 areas. One of them is water jet cutting, where we have production pumps running at 4,000 bars day in, day out. We do it in high pressure testing, also in the oil and gas industry, but also the hose testing. So please visit us in Hall 21, where we have a booth as well. And of course in hydrogen. We do testing, controlling, injection, cutting, filling, and all kinds of stuff in high pressure. In all kinds of industries around the globe. A little bit about the company. We started in 1991. We had about 100 people in the company working in 2018. We doubled during the crisis. And actually for this year, we're looking for a very rapid growth of the company, 37%, growing to 135 people. And this has mainly to do with hydrogen. And we have, for our hydrogen business, we have already half of our target for this year in the pocket on January 1st. And it shows that hydrogen is really happening. It's not a promise anymore, it's really happening. So what do we do in the hydrogen business? We actually have 4 parts that we offer to our customers. One of them is the compression technology, the boosters that you can put inside a fueling station or use for testing equipment. All kinds of ranges from, we have the lowest input pressure for our system is 2 bars. And the highest output pressure on hydrogen is 1100 bars for testing. We also have a fleet owner station. We think it's for the transition, it's handy to have a product that is not too expensive, and you can fill your cars on your premises and get started with hydrogen. I was a little bit surprised about the PDC presentation that they mentioned that it was over 400,000. We will do it for half the price. So come talk to us about that. We're also installing full-size hydrogen public refilling stations. The first one is going to be installed in the Netherlands, in The Hague, and you can talk to us about that as well. But for today, we're talking about test systems, hydrogen test systems, and what do we do there? Now basically, if you looked at the presentation of our colleagues of Maximator, they went through the types of pressure testings that you have. You have hydro testing, hydrogen testing, cycle testing, burst testing, and maybe some additional testing. But these are the 4 main ones that are all subject to standards, worldwide standards of testing. And of course we implement those testing standards into our systems. Very necessary, of course. So we actually have testing equipment for R&D facilities, but also for production testing. So again, you have really these 3 types of testing: hydro testing, hydrogen testing, and burst testing. Of course, burst testing is the most fun, you just blow it up, of course, but you got to do it behind the wall. And we use all these types of tests for hydrogen component validation. So if you look at our product offering, it starts with very small portable test units where you can create pressure, air-driven, very handy. You can actually lift it yourself, to a little bit bigger units, up to containerized units for heavy production testing. So here's an application for hydrogen testing. You can find the specifications back online with the YouTube video, of course. We won't go through that. But these are units that they go up to 1100 bars, 1.5 times the operating pressure of the car, 700 bars, 1.5 times is 1050 bars. You need to do the component testing and validation. Hydro testing, this could be also up to 1100 bars, but we can go much higher in liquids quite easily. We have systems up to 10,000 bars, not necessary for automotive, but maybe for some other applications. And then the burst testing, also in a batch of tanks that you build, 1 out of 200 needs to be burst tested. And you do that with the hydro testing basically, and basically pump it up until it goes, or until you reach your maximum testing pressure. Object volumes from 100 cc to 500 liters. Of course, there's a lot of energy stored in the system, so you need to make sure that the pressure chamber that you do the testing in is secure. This is an example of a system that we have running for thousands and thousands of hours at the Kiva. It's a Dutch test facility, and they do 1100 bar testing at 20 kilograms per hour, pretty much 24/7 during the testing of the machines. So these systems are up and running and are doing well in the field, and we believe this can help everybody to speed up their testing and make the hydrogen global economy work. So if you have questions about fueling, fleet owner stations, compressors inside, or testing, of course, come visit us at T46. We have our experts here in Hanover, and we're happy to talk to you of what we can do for you.
Thank you very much, Rob Castien. Are there any questions from the audience right now?
This is the part where you participate.
Okay, then let me have the first one, maybe. You mentioned that you had a huge growth in 2018. Where is exactly your market? You're based in the Netherlands, but where are the clients?
We're based in the Netherlands, and we have defined certain areas that we have our own sales and service organization. That is the Benelux, Germany, France, and the US. And that's where we focus on the fueling systems, so the public refueling stations and the fleet owner stations. And for testing, we work worldwide.
Further questions from the audience? Okay, then I have another one. What is your prediction for the future for the fuel cell? You mentioned already in the beginning, a nice introduction. What is your prediction for the future? Where is the market heading?
I think it's going to happen, hydrogen. There's no way of stopping it. Our kids don't accept it anymore. I think there's a big break on progress, and that is the business models of the oil companies and the automotive companies. If you envision that the maintenance on a fuel cell car is less than 50% on a diesel car or on a gas car, there's no interest on the automotive countries' sides to change quickly. They're forced to change, but they don't want to go too fast. Same is true for the oil and gas companies. They don't make money on hydrogen, they make money on oil and gas. And they'd like to get the reserves out of the ground. So you see the politics, everybody is trying to be there but slow it down. And I think we should change that.
Thank you very much. This is how we close this afternoon. If you want to discuss the topic any further, please go to booth D46. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.